it's hard to believe, I'm sure you're getting this, that this is your first time acting, which is crazy. What did playing Freddy teach you most about yourself?
Doing that film, I really understood that I'm someone who is like really paradoxal,
Mm,
and yeah, it helped me to understand a little bit more, because we are all, I think humans are paradoxal, like we are made of very extreme things, and I think it helped me to understand more my extreme things and paradoxal things that I have. And also I was really proud to do this movie. I'm not answering exactly to the question, but I really wanted to say that for me, I'm really proud about like doing this movie, because it's a movie about a woman, and a woman who fights in her everyday, in her life, in a society that she has to live in. And I think this movie helped me to, because I am a feminist, and yeah, I think this movie teach me that I really am a feminist, and and it helped me to give like a feminism message, like feminist
yeah,
message, something like that. Yeah.
absolutely. It sounds like it was a very reflective experience for you. And I think that just as you had that experience as a woman watching it in a very different situation as your character, Freddy, but as a woman, it was extremely, it made me reflect on my own life and my own kind of view of feminism. And it's very powerful in that way. Um, and I love what you said about how we are as humans. And I felt like what was also so powerful about this film was the ways in which it explores the complexities of identity and how it's not always fixed, but ever evolving. It's
Yes,
fluid.
exactly. It's like we all humans are like we all have like different roots. It's not because we are born in one country that you have like one root, and it's so complex. There are historical things about like immigration, colonialism, and sort of things, and you have your own family history also. So that is a big mashed up, and it's so complex, and I think this movie like talks about the complexity of an identity, and a woman who is looking, who wants to understand what's her identity, but for me she doesn't find the answer yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that that's super relatable, because I think that we're kidding ourselves as humans if we ever sort of find the exact answers, because we're always growing. And I think we see that with Freddy, as the film takes place over, a large amount of time. We see her in her 20s and then at her 30s, and she's sort of playing around and embracing different parts of herself, which I thought to be really fascinating. And such a really a very smart choice. We see her, living in both Seoul and then Paris with different partners. But at the end, we see her sort of on this solo journey, which I found to be really poetic. And it feels like it's not really until that solo journey she's sort of embarking on the idea that she deserves happiness. And what a beautiful message that is. Powerful stuff. I want to talk about too, I read that this film was extremely collaborative. You worked alongside filmmaker David Shu to create Freddy. And y'all had a lot of debates during the process, which I was like,
quite it was almost like fight. Yeah. Actually, we both cried a lot because it was so intense, sometimes violent. But from the beginning, I told him, okay, I have something to tell you. I took notes like in your script, and there are things I cannot accept as a woman. Davy great. She's like so kind and everything as a human, but he lived in a particular system, like a male a male gaze system, because she's a male, and he's doing a movie about a woman. And so from the beginning, from the start, there is how do you say disequilibre?
Contradiction.
Yeah, contradictions. So I told him, okay, we need to change that. If we don't do that, I cannot do the film, because I cannot do a project that I will be ashamed of, like as a so Davy accepted it. And for like a month we debate, and we, wow, it was like hours and hours of debate, and we changed a lot of things in the scenario. And yeah, that's how we made it, but it was really intense.
Yeah. But I mean, that's kind of the definition of a collaboration, to really have your filmmaker listen and take in. And I watched a fantastic interview with him where he said at the end of it, like you explained, it was hard, but at the end of it, it was such an education for him, and he's better for it. And I mean, that in itself, I mean, you have the product, which is this gorgeous, raw, human, just, to me, the epitome of filmmaking is the result, this film. But to hear that the process was just as much of a piece of art in a way, that y'all collaborated together, I think that to me is the cherry on top. That's really cool. And I think, I think it will create space for actors, filmmakers, especially women, or non-identifying men, to speak up, to not have that fear of collaborating. And that in itself.
I think I don't know. I'm not a professional actress, but I think actresses like have to discuss with it's not like a product that you're like, okay, you have to tell that and staying like that. And I think it's a intellectual process that you have to have with the director and I think the most important thing that we have to do, like as a woman in our society today, I think we have to speak up. You said it right, and it's so important to just speak, and to not to be afraid, because we can't speak, like we have to.
Have to, exactly. And we gotta, and it's scary sometimes to speak up, especially in an industry that in the past has not necessarily created the space to do so. But I think now, when we're hearing these stories, and it's changing, slowly, but we're getting there. And with films like yours, it's an exciting time, I think. And I'm so grateful that this film exists. I think it's going to, like all good stories, it's going to educate, it's going to create empathy. And that is partly due to your, just like I said, beautifully nuanced performance. So congratulations, you are a professional actor now. You are.
Thank you so much for your words. It
do you want to continue acting? Is this something you want to continue pursuing?
For now, I want to go back for a while to my real job because I'm a visual artist. So I really need to go back to my studio and work. But never say never. Like, maybe one day I will read a marvelous script and I will be like, oh wow, I want to do that. So I don't know.